Van Gundy. I'm Kevin Harlan. Allie LaForce will be our reporter tonight on the sideline. For the Denver Nuggets, they come into tonight's game after the loss to the Wizards. And no games tomorrow for Election Day, GA, something the NBA has done now for a while.
Yeah, the NBA has made it a point to do what they can to get people to the polls. Election Day and Thanksgiving are two of the few days you'll find with no NBA games.
And Giannis can look like he's made of steel the way he ignores contact. Are we sure this man is human?
Out to Smith. Back to Antetokounmpo. Four on the shot clock. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. Let's check in now with our Allie LaForce, who's got a story for us. Allie?
Well, I spoke with the head coach for Boston. He told me there's no real way to stop Nikola Jokic. He can score on anyone, and when you try to double him, he dissects you with his passing, which is arguably his most dangerous trait. Coach continued, you can pick your poison with Joker, but either way, you are getting poisoned. Kevin, back to you.
And Allie, thanks so much.
That famous drive of Giannis's, he can just plow through any opposition.
You know, Stan, there are so many things to like about Giannis Antetokounmpo's game. What sticks out most for you?
Well, look, I think, Kevin, most fans are going to say what sticks out is the obvious, his size and his athletic ability. But to me, what really stands out is the energy and intensity he brings on a nightly basis, as much or more than any star in this league. You can count on him every night to play as hard as anyone on the floor.
Now Barnes. Following the miss by Jabari Smith from deep. And it's Gordon finishing it off.
Well, Gordon does his job on the screen and gets rewarded with the bucket.
Giannis high post. As you can see from his numbers, he's been a key component in their offense. He's averaging almost 18 points a game. Now, here is Smith. Here's Antetokounmpo. It's hauled in by Gordon.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
There's no air space there whatsoever. That's as close as you can get without foul.
Now, here's Antetokounmpo. Harrison Barnes missing his rush. Jokic with the steal. Over in the corner, Barnes. Wide open look here for Murray. Good on the three-point shot.
Well, that's Jamal Murray's game in a nutshell. A score-first guard with great confidence.
Smith on the wing. And you can see his scoring totals. Those are some pretty good numbers. He's putting up close to 15 points a game on average. Denver leading by 5. Here's Gordon. Good, and the assist goes to Jokic. Gordon's got his second basket of the night.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Pass to Smith. Screen by Antetokounmpo. Nice shot by Smith.
And every team wants long guys who can also make threes. Smith checks both boxes.
A premier offense for the Nuggets, but defensively, Stan, there has been some slippage.
Well, they've had to make some tough financial decisions, letting some of their defensive-minded veterans depart in free agency over the years. They got to wonder who will step up, but it often takes young players a little longer at the defensive end.
There's 49 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Walsh. Good D by Barnes.
That's not a bad shot at all. It just didn't go in. Sometimes the process is right, and you still get a bad result.
And DeJounte Murray gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Pass to Jokic. Denver passing it around. Out to the wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Solid as a rock from 20 feet away. Jokic has got 6.
Well, the funny thing with Jokic is he'll make any shot look like a great shot. Well, he certainly had trouble finding the mark this quarter.
Stolen. Here's Smith. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
This is his first free throw of the game.
At the line, Jabari Smith.
Both free throws good from Smith.
Well, you have to appreciate a big man who can step up to the line and knock it down with confidence.
And so the first quarter is in the book.
The Nuggets, 13.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach so far that we've seen for the Nuggets?
Well, their game plan has been very effective so far. They're working the ball inside, putting constant pressure on them.
And also, guys, they're playing for one another right now. All those extra passes are leading to easy buckets.
The Nuggets leading by 4. To the paint. Stolen by Carter. Here's Gonzalez. And that one is stuffed right through.
And that's such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
An outstanding defensive big man, Wendell Carter, stands 6'10", and Stan, he has a 7'4" arm span.
Yeah, Kevin, I think his length really bothers people and is deceiving. When you're first looking at him, he looks like almost an undersized center. But in fact, with that wingspan, he's not. And he is so disciplined and fundamentally sound as a defender. He's one of the best in the league. How do you stay in front of that? Ivy with the quick change of direction.
Inside. Here's Jackson. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
A nice bit of muscle there from Jackson Jr. to get the inside score through contact.
Outside, Bagley. Back to Johnson. Over Jackson. Clock at 6. Kicks it out to Johnson. All sorts of time. And Boston with the rebound.
I mean, that's the shot to take. He just couldn't get it to go.
Jackson misses. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. Here's Ivy. Outside, Bagley. Fires the 3. Ivy with the bucket. Ivy's got 5.
Yeah, Ivy is looking to hurt you from outside. If he finds his shot, he's taking it.
Pass to Jackson. Carter outside. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. It's tipped to Bagley. And finished off by Bagley.
Ferocious at the rim. Bagley can finish with power or finesse.
Right now, let's take a moment here to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Thanks a lot, guys. Cameron Johnson stays even. He said, I just try to come in and do my job every game, no matter what that looks like. And as somebody who shoots a lot of threes, some days can be better than others. So you just ride the waves while you can and focus on that next play. The next shot and your results, they'll be the results. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Allie. Now, here's Ivy. Following the missed shot by Jaren Jackson. Back Back to Ivy. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. To stand, the Thunder were the rare young team to win it all. But championship teams usually have a lot of veterans. Why is that? I mean, like, how do you explain that role?
Well, look, the more you know, the more you've been through certain situations, the easier it is to react effectively in that situation. You'll see guys be ahead of a play. Why? Because they've seen that play hundreds, even thousands of times developing that young guys haven't. So experience certainly helps.
Back to Ivy. To the inside. Kicks it out to Johnson. Rebound, Boston.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. To be out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
And out of bounds as the Nuggets gain possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. Coach is going to talk some things over with the team. Might be seeing something to adjust. And the Nuggets with some changes. The Nuggets leading. Heinrich outside. Pass to Jokic. Giannis with some nice D. And so Antetokounmpo will bring it up for the Boston Celtics. Here's Walsh. Good, and the assist goes to Giannis.
Well, smart play by Giannis. He knows he's pulling the defense in on him, so he moves it back out.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Here's Jokic. Antetokounmpo pulls it in. Smith left side. Inside. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. Harrison Barnes picks one up. For Boston, they have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
And on the season, you know, they're hitting about 76%, which is a decent rate. And you can see him give a little nod and then just burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Celtics lead by 1. We'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball. And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Now, here's Jokic. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. It goes on Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Too big, too strong. Jokic gets what he wants.
Right, we see a lot of change in the NBA, but Nikola Jokic always seems to stay in the MVP conversation.
And not just in it, at the top of it. His ability to affect the game is basically unmatched. He dominates in just about every single aspect.
Now, here's Jokic. Following the miss by Giannis. Barnes outside. Kicks it out to Gordon. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Barnes. And the 3 off target.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
What a pass right there by Antetokounmpo. Great to see a leader like him involve his teammates.
Murray for 3. Buries the long-range jumper. Murray's got 6.
Well, the defense can't lose track of him. He's just too talented offensively.
Here's Giannis. Back to Butler. Smith outside. Lets it go from deep. Rebound by Heinrich. Denver leading by 3. Here's Murray. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. Jabari Smith picks one up. And never Greg an all-star, but he is a star. Jamal Murray can flat out play.
And he's had his hurdles to overcome with injury over the years, but he's never one to shrink from a challenge, and he remains a prolific shot creator.
Nice shot by Smith.
And the big man has a smooth stroke. No question Smith Jr. spends extra time getting up his shots.
Jokic with it. 9 points in the game so far. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. It goes on Giannis Antetokounmpo.
And using his length, getting in close to stuff it down. That's just too easy.
Stan, you know, you think about the release point on Jokic's outside shot. It's tough to get to.
Yeah, Kevin, it certainly is. And the problem is if you start to come out of your stance to try to get to that shot, Jokic will just pull the ball down and beat you on the glass. It doesn't matter what angle you give him. When Butler gets inside, you know he's going to convert.
And so Eric Spoelstra will call a timeout. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan. The Nuggets making a switch here. The Nuggets leading by 3. And here's Ivy. He has 5. Here's Thomas. Here's Murray. And it's Murray with the jam.
Well, we always talk about Murray shooting, but he can attack the basket as well.
Murray outside. To the middle. Here's Robinson. And the dunk by Robinson.
Oh, that's straight TNT, baby. Explosive.
That was pretty, and he just has that effortless knack for getting inside. And now, let's send it over to our courtside reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks, Kevin. The Celtics trying to keep that laser focus. Coach Joe Mazzulla said, quote, "The closer you are to winning, the easier it is to become distracted by things that you can't control. Things that don't matter. Mindset, discipline, and mental toughness are what separate you." Guys, back to you.
Staying dialed in. Hey, Allie, thank you very much for the report. Now here is Carter. Nothing on the board.
And the numbers speak for themselves. Smith has been aggressive and effective all night.
The Nuggets leading. Murray looking around. Pass to Valanciunas. Down low. Kicks it out to Gordon. Three-pointer. Rebounded by the Celtics. And the points coming for them now, Greg, in bunches.
And we're seeing what a high-octane offense should look like.
Here's Smith. Just 5 on the clock. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there. And it's Jaden Ivey with the foul. That's his first foul.
In the first half, he handled the ball well, but he's been pretty reckless with it in this second half.
And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. Both teams will make substitutions. 16 seconds left to play in the third. Outside Jackson. For the lead. Can't capitalize inside. 3 quarters of play in a close game here. The Nuggets on top, up 1.
Denver, 35.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Boston trailing. Murray surveying the D. Out to Carter. Pass to Robinson. And the dunk by Robinson.
And some hang time on the rim. Puts a little cherry on the top of that slam.
Well, those kind of displays of strength can get one team rolling. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Celtics.
Well, they've been hitting threes at a high clip, and the defense hasn't done enough to challenge them at the line. They need to close out and run them off the three.
And one other thing they have done well has been scoring in transition, looking to run whenever they can.
Here's Carter, and then Carter with the dunk.
I like the way Carter Jr. plays. He gives you the size, and he gives you the toughness.
And Heinrich gets it to go.
And guys, all about hard work from this point on. They've worked hard to create that high-quality shot and then able to knock it down.
Outside Jackson. 5 on the clock. The Celtics need to get a shot off. Robinson. And it's Denver with the rebound.
Come on, you can't be doing that. I know these guys want to put on a show, but you can't pass up scoring opportunities.
The shot by Redick, no good. Celtics trailed by 3. On the wing, Jackson. Heinrich with the steal. On the wing, Barnes. Latrey, and a great assist by Heinrich as that one goes in. Barnes has got 7 now in this quarter. And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Nuggets.
Well, all you can ask for is your guys to be really active on D, and they've been more than that tonight.
And not just that, they're also forcing turnovers at a high rate and taking advantage in transition.
And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline.
During that last break, I heard Joe Mazzulla as he talked with the team. He likes the way they're finishing inside. Coach said when we get close, we are golden. They can't stop us in there. Let's keep pounding it as long as we can.
All right, Allie, thanks.
Well, that's the touch of Giannis. We've seen it improve so much over his career.
Barnes outside. For 3. Rebounded by Antetokounmpo.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off.
Outside, Murray. Smith feeling it out a bit. It misses.
Well, that wasn't a bad shot. Defense playing a little loose there. Sometimes it just doesn't go in.
Outside, Jokic. Now Barnes. Now, here's Jokic. Jokic doing the job inside.
Jokic's performance has been off the charts tonight. He is having a huge impact on this game.
Left side, Antetokounmpo. Outside, Smith. Just 5 to shoot. Antetokounmpo outside. Missed on the 3.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Jokic inside. Murray rips down the board. Celtics trailed by 6. The drive by Giannis. Here's Smith. And he banks the layup in.
Playing with confidence. Smith wants to be a guy that this team can rely on.
Here's Barnes. From deep, buries the deep ball.
They're in total command of this game with time starting to run out.
Yeah, and at this point, the focus is take care of the ball, no needless fouls, and no threes.
Jumper is off. Here's Denver now. They're on a 14-6 run. Now, Jokic. Here is Gordon. Oh, the dunk.
Well, Aaron Gordon able to use all his athleticism on that one.
And it goes out of bounds. That one is off Smith.
You know, he should know better. A pass like that is going to wind up as a turnover more often than not.
So we see Denver get the win here. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, a pretty hostile environment.